Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, sitting in the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. As we approach championship week here, and a few of our fall sports, softball is making their way to Springfield, and we visit with Blue Springs South Jaguars head softball coach, making her second appearance here at the Missouri Sports Network, Coach Kristi Williams. Coach, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
29-4, I believe, on the season. You've won 12 in a row, including a district championship at Grandview that I believe was 9-7.
Yeah, with Grain Valley. Grain Valley, they're about 3 miles to the east here. So,
well, take us through that district championship game and even the districts. Part of that 12 win in a row deal there that you went on going into the Final Four. But take us through districts.
District was kind of stressful. We had an amazing district. We had 4 state ratings in the top 10 that had to get that had district that were in our district. And so we had to beat we had Rockbridge, we had Helias, us, and Grain Valley. We're all in that district, and we had to take down Helias to get to the finals. We played that a 1-0 game. That Maddie Duvall pitched an amazing game to keep them scoreless, pitched a shutout. I think it was their 3rd or 4th of the year. And Helias played a great game as well. And their pitcher, Molly Berkey, she did an amazing job as well. And keeping our kids, made us strand something like 10 or 11 runners. She did a great job in that game. So that was a 1-0 game. I think Helias came into district week ranked 10, either 9 or 10. And so we had to beat them. And then Grain Valley and Rockbridge played for Grain Valley to make it to the final. And then we had to play each other. And like I said, we're literally 3.2, I think, miles from one another, us and Grain Valley. They are literally in our backyard. And the district boundary line is less than a mile from our school. So there's a lot that goes on there. Our kids knew each other extremely well. And there was definitely nerves on both sides just because they were playing so many of their good friends, so many great players. And the girls, we came out tight that game. And so we took a little while to get started. We got down 4-0 early. We gave up a couple unearned runs. We made a couple of errors that we don't normally make. Got down early, but the girls just kept on fighting, and got 2 in like the 4th inning. And then we came back in the 6th and had a big inning and actually took the lead in the 6th. We were up 6-5 in the bottom of the 6th. We were home teams. In the bottom of the 6th, we took the lead 6-5. We got their lead off out. Then we gave up a run, or we gave up a hit and a triple, had a pass ball. So then they took the lead, and we had 2 on with 2 outs when Madison Hoffman hit the 3-run homer walk-off for the 9-7 ending. So it was pretty exciting. It's a pretty crazy game.
Yeah, I bet. I'm looking back at that now. Is that 9-7, that walk-off? We reposted that at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Again, we're visiting with Blue Springs South head softball coach Kristi Williams. And Coach, if you go into a quarterfinal game, you take on a very good Nixa team, 6-2, the final there. Tell us a little bit about that contest.
That was a good game. I think we were scoreless through 3 or 4 innings. And then we started hitting the ball a little bit more, started stringing some together. They were able to keep us from extra base hits. So everything that we did was either infield singles. There's a couple of errors, or just little bloopers. And Coach Walker and I actually were talking about that on Sunday when we had a meeting, that he said, man, those bloopers just killed us. So it wasn't even necessarily our power hitting. It was just our ability to try to get something through the infield that allowed us to score those 6 runs. And then they never backed down. Their number 7 hitter came up in the seventh, in the bottom of the seventh, and hit the 2-run homer to make it a little bit interesting for us there in the seventh. But the girls, nailed it down then in the seventh and finished the job. So
Again, you're listening to the Missouri Sports Network, brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank, with more than 100 locations in 6 states. They care as much about your money as you do. Doak Propane, Shelter Insurance, Labor's Local 663, right here in Clever, Missouri. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. Well, now, Coach, you make your way to the Final Four and you draw Francis Howell Central, who also had an interesting quarterfinal matchup that took 2 days to finish, due to darkness. What do you know about Francis Howell Central?
We know that everybody who makes it to this point in the tournament, this point in the season, is going to be a great team. We don't know a lot about them. They don't get out of the St. Louis area very much, and we did not see them when we were in St. Louis earlier this season. But we do know that they've played and they've beat some very, very good teams. Them and Troy went forever. They actually started their game a half an hour before we started ours on Thursday last week. And they were in the 10th, I believe, whenever our game got over. And so we all watched Twitter waiting for it to update. And then we saw it got suspended and everybody was like, oh, so then we just had to wait another day. But no, we know that Francis Howell's a very, very good team, and we're ready to take them on, see what happens.
Now, Coach, the Blue Springs South, the Jaguars are not unfamiliar with Final Fours, back-to-back state titles in 18 and 19. You have any players left off of that group that's still part of this? And what does that mean going into this Final Four?
We do have experience, which that is good. We have 3 kids who went to back-to-back state, who are back-to-back state champions, and Lauren Good, Elle Smith, and Bailey Brumley. All 3 of them were freshmen and sophomores on our back-to-back teams. And they've done an amazing job leading this. We actually have a very young crew this year with 7 sophomores. And so we have a ton of young kids who were in middle school last time we went to state. And they've done an amazing job bringing these kids along and getting them all the experience that they can get them down the road here and heading into Springfield.
You guys play Thursday at 1:00. What's the travel plans? When do you guys head out? And when does that bus start heading south?
We'll head to Springfield Wednesday afternoon. So tomorrow afternoon after school sometime, we're going to Coach Bro, I hope I said his name right.
Yeah, Jerry Bro. Yes.
Yeah. At Drury, he's going to host us for a practice on Wednesday night. We're always so thankful that he's willing to step up and do that for us. He's done that for us a couple other times as well. So really, really thankful for that relationship and being able to do that when we head down there. So we'll practice at Drury then on Wednesday night, and then Thursday, get ready to play.
What are you guys? You've been out here, like I said, just be 3 of the last 4 years. Do you have certain places you eat? I mean, what do you take in? What's the itinerary like, and is it set in stone?
It's not really set in stone. We found the oh gosh, I don't remember the name of it now. The burger place.
5 Guys?
No, I want to say is it like goat or sheep or something?
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking. Black sheep.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes, that's it. They found that there last time we were there. They loved it. So I can imagine maybe we might hit that again on Wednesday night. Usually we stay pretty simple when we're down there. A lot of Subway, Good Sense. They like Freddy's. I don't know. We have Freddy's here, but they get excited when they get to go to Springfield and eat Freddy's. So might be a Brahms stop in there because that's something we don't have. Yeah, so those are just kind of different things. We haven't done Lambert's in several years, and you never know what the kids are going to want. So
you bet. Well, Coach, again, congratulations here and on behalf of Missouri Sports Network, and we might see you over there at some of the games. We're going to try and get some of our crew out there, and hopefully I'll be there on Thursday, and we'll get to meet face to face. But I really appreciate you being part of the show, and best of luck as you go forward, and let us know if we can do anything for you.
Will do. Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for the coverage. Appreciate it. Anytime we can get our athletes out there, we always appreciate it. So.
Hey, you bet. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Shelter Insurance, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and Doak Propane. And keep it right here at MissouriSportsNetwork.com.